Hey guys, welcome to CS Tutorials. I'm back with one more video in our PowerShell tutorial series. In this video, we will talk about how to handle errors in PowerShell. So let's start. While working on any script, it's a good practice to have some error handling mechanism. In PowerShell, we have try, catch, and finally block to handle errors. Before moving to error handling, let's take a look at what kind of errors we may encounter in PowerShell. So in PowerShell, we have two kind of errors, terminating one and non-terminating. As the name implies, non-terminating error will not stop further execution of your program, while terminating errors will stop the execution. So if I'll create one variable here and name it as output, and assign some value like 10 divided by 0. After that, I'll write one more statement, write host, it says still running. Now if I'll execute this statement, I'll get error. Still I am getting output from next line, that is still running, means this error is non-terminating error. It doesn't stop our execution of further statements. Now if I'll remove this assignment operator and re-execute my program, I'll get error message, and this time as you can see we didn't get any output from next line, that is write host. It means this time we encountered terminating error. Now let me write down one more, let me use one more commandlet here, that is get item. Here I'll pass one file name which doesn't exist. Now if I'll execute my program, you can see we got error, still I am getting output from next line. So this time also we encountered non-terminating error. Now let's enclose these statements into try block. So try block is what and where we are expecting some error to occur. So as you can see red line here, if you hover over this red line, you can see try statement is missing its catch or finally block. It means try must be followed by some catch block. So in try block, statements where we might encounter some error, those statement goes, and catch block, the area where we are handling those errors that might happen. So in this, as of now, for now, I'll just write down one statement here and displaying the error message I'm getting. Exception dot message. Okay, so now if I'll execute this one, I'm still not getting output from catch block. Reason is try catch can handle only terminating errors. So now we first need to convert this non-terminating error into terminating one. For that, every PowerShell commandlet supports one parameter, that is error action, and after that multiple values can be provided. I am using stop to convert this error into terminating one. So now if I'll execute my program, you can see we got output from catch block, that is cannot find path because it does not exist. If I have multiple line of statements like this and execute my program, from line number 4, as you can see, line number 4 and line number 5, we got non-terminating errors, and from line number 6 control goes to catch once we got terminating error. So one solution is you will write down error action parameter with every statement, but this will be a tedious task if you have number of lines in your script. So for that we have one variable, predefined variable, that is error action preference. You can set value of this error action preference to stop. And now you can delete this one. Now if I'll execute this program, you can see we got the output from catch block directly. We have not used error action parameter with any statement. This means you can use this error action parameter, error action preference variable, to convert all your exceptions or errors you may encountered in your program directly into terminating one. So just like error action parameter, error action preference also can take different values like stop, continue, silently continue. After catch block, you can also provide one more block, that is finally. Finally block is generally used to free up resources or closing files you are using in your scripts. So benefit of finally block is that it always execute. Whether you encountered any error or not, you always get output from finally block like this. We have this time we got error, that's why we got output from catch block, then finally block. If I'll comment these lines, still I am getting output from finally block.
Text explanation also available on our blog.
You can also have multiple catch blocks to handle different kind of errors. So let me copy this catch block and I'll create 2 catch blocks here. To differentiate between output of different catch blocks, I'll write down default catch block here, and here you need to specify the type of exception you want to handle. So as we are getting item not found exception, I'll write down the type system.management.automation.item not found exception. So let me uncomment this line and execute this one. So before executing, let me write down one text here also. so that you can differentiate. So item not found, catch block. Now when I execute this, we got output from first catch block as the exception matched with first catch block. If I'll write down one more statement here, and here I'll divide 10 by 0, so we are expecting divide by 0 error. So let's see which catch block will be executed this time. So we got output from default catch block, where we have not mentioned any specific type of error message exception. So these multiple catch blocks works like you encountered some kind of error in your try block, then type of that error will be compared with each catch block in sequential order. Whichever type is matched, that catch block will be executed. So you can have any number of catch blocks after one try. Implementing error handling in your scripts might take little bit of extra time, but rewards are priceless. It not only makes your script more stable, but also makes it easy for you to debug any issues. So next time you can try this. That's all for now.
If you find this video helpful, please like it and share with your friends. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.